G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the west side of the map, we have got Liquid de Muslim playing as the English. His opponent who spawns on the opposite side of the map playing as the Rus civilization. It is going to be official Kek W, aka Marine Lord. This is a battle between two banter lords. You would be familiar with these guys. These two guys are absolute demons. They love going at it. They are infamous. You may have seen the cast that they did in N4C. It was apparently hilarious. I actually haven't watched it. I probably should. You know, I heard really good things about it. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this game goes down. These two players at the moment are preparing for the battle this weekend. For anybody unfamiliar with that, we have got Golden League coming up this weekend. And these guys are preparing for it because we are on the brand new patch. This is it. It is finally dropped. And we are going to be seeing some English love. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always keen to watch the English play, especially after the most recent patch, because they've been buffed up a huge amount. We've seen buffs to their starting wood, we've seen buffs to their men-at-arms, and here we're going to be able to see them get a nice little bonus as a result of that starting wood. It's going to mean that you're able to get that dock up faster. It means that you're able to get that first fishing boat out faster. It just speeds up everything, and I want you guys to think about that seriously. If you get your dock up, say, 20 seconds faster because of that 50 wood, and your first fishing boat is out 20 seconds faster, you're gathering food 20 seconds earlier. As a result, you're getting that food 20 seconds earlier, which means maybe you're aging up 20 seconds earlier. Do you see what I mean? Like, congratulations, you've got your longbow out 20 seconds earlier. Everything happens earlier as a result of getting that food, and it all goes back to that little buff. So don't look at that 50 wood buff and think, it's only 50 wood. No, look at that buff and be like, man, that's 50 wood. That's a lot of wood. But speaking of wood, over on the other side of the map, we've got official Kek W, aka Marine Lord. He's going to be doing the same thing. Now, we have got the brand new Rus changes that are in this game. Now, one of the things to note is that the Rus have been changed dramatically with regard to their fishing boats. And this is something that I've wanted to talk to you guys about, just because I'm quite passionate about this design. The Rus fishing boat change is very interesting. I don't think I'm neither there, I'm for it or against it. Actually, I'm probably closer to for it rather than against it. I think Rus economy is pretty darn good as a result of this change. But we'll see exactly how Marine Lord looks to play it. Now, you can see he's got 11 villagers on wood at this point in time. He's now moving even more across. You can see he's got plenty back here. And going to be going for another villager, or another, there we go. Fishing ship. So what are the changes to the fishing boats, you might be wondering? And I'm sure a lot of you guys would know, but I'll explain it to you just so you don't have to go back and read the patch notes. So what they've done is they've basically, as you guys know, the Lodger attack ship gets transformed from the fishing boat. So you can transform any way you want. If you want to be an attack ship, you can do it. I just had remnants of an attack helicopter, the Apache attack helicopter. I just had a thought of it. Funny little interaction. But what would happen is you would make a whole bunch of fishing boats and then you'd turn them into attack ships. And the issue was that you could make so many of them that your enemy really couldn't do much against it. So what did they do? Well, they took the fishing boat and they said, okay, we're going to double its cost. We're going to double its gather rate. We're going to double pretty much everything. Now, they didn't double the gather rate exactly to 2 times. I think it's 1.9, so very close to being doubled. But there's a whole bunch of changes that they've made to try and reduce the effectiveness of that fishing boat. And I think overall it's a good change. And we can see de Muslim now, or rather Marine Lord here, has to have quite a fair few villagers on wood to actually satisfy the the dock with a sufficient amount of wood. And that is because the fishing boats actually train very fast. So your standard fishing boat trains in 25 seconds. It takes 50 seconds for 2 fishing boats to come out. Whereas for Marine Lord, it takes 38 seconds for his double fishing boat to come out. So think of these guys as a double fishing boat. You can see that over on the other side that we've got de Muslim, who's got 4 fishing boats out. Well, that's great, de Muslim, because Marine Lord has got 3 fishing boats out, which is equivalent to 6. In addition to that, it also makes it easier for them to store them inside their docks. So now you can see he's up to the equivalent of 8 fishing boats. And this is because the training time on his fishing boats is much shorter than what some would say it should be. If you were going to double everything, you double the gather rate, double the health, double the cost, all that kind of stuff, well, then you could argue maybe you want to double the training time as well. But the developers obviously decided not to do that. I'm curious to see how the meta begins to unfold without it and see what happens. But we now see that there might be a little bit of a problem here for Liquid Muslim. He is going up to the next age. He's going up with the Council Hall, so he's looking to win this game. He's not going up with the Abbey of Kings. Abbey of Kings, a bit of a meme, I don't know how serious people are when they do go the Abbey of Kings. We've actually seen it a couple of times, but what I'd like to see from Muslim right now at this point in time, a villager needs to come out. He needs to move these fishing boats up above this crossing, and he needs to wall this off. He needs to completely wall off this because he will lose this position if he doesn't. All of these fishing boats will go down. And he might have, you know what? He might have actually made up his mind, and maybe he said, you know what? I'm just going to lose these fishing boats. He's not even making any more fishing boats, so maybe he just knows that the fishing boats are going to go down. Villager now under attack on the shoreline. Muslim reaches the next age. The same time, Golden Gate going up for Marine Lord. Wooden Fortress also going up for Marine Lord. So he's looking to keep the Rus economy nice and simple. Not too worried. He manages to wall up down towards the south. No walls yet up towards this central crossing point at this stage, but we are going to see a fishing boat that transforms immediately. Now, the way to turn or to tell this, if you're a spectator or if you're watching to see the Rus player, you would be looking for a speed reduction. So you check this and you look at the speed. So you see there 1.5. You see that one 0.75. That one is transforming right now. You look at that one 0.75. That's transforming. This guy means business. So now we actually have a bit of a counterplay coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. We got our galley coming out. Galley looking to try and take control of the water. So just when you thought that the Muslim was going to be giving up the water, he actually decides, you know what? I'm going to be holding onto it. I'm going to be trying to fight it out. And now we see that the galley is really looking to stay strong. Ideally, you probably want to work on those scouts, and indeed he does. He turns around, immediately hits them, and scouts do go down. On the other side, so we can see that Marine Lord still didn't actually reach that 250 bounty despite going for 2 scouts. So just playing up against the 1 scout of his opponent and still didn't reach that. You can see that a lot of this is still largely uncovered for him. But now, at the same time, it looks like we're actually going to be having a second galley coming out here. You can see behind this, more attack ships are beginning to build up for our Rus player, but I'm starting to get worried. Our Rus player not looking particularly strong here. The galley, a potentially very effective counter unit when it comes to this map. So do we potentially see a new king of Mongolian Heights? Is this it? Have the Rus finally been balanced? You can see that we've got Marine Lord who is testing out the brand new Rus on the water. Is the reign of the Rus finally over? Is that what we are seeing? Galley's got to be careful. They're getting picked off here. You can see they got the 5 armor against the 8 attack of the enemy ships, but keep in mind they're 5 burst attacks coming through. So it works out to be about 15 damage a pop that comes through from each one. But still, we see the galleys actually taking a lot of damage from these. He's got to pull these back, otherwise he will lose them. You can see that he's continuing to make more and more galleys and looking to fight over it. At the same time, a scout going to be coming back and looking to do some damage here. Got to be careful. He might have almost trapped him there. Scout taking a lot of damage. But whoa, that is a lot of unit. Where did that come from? That's 7 attack ships all of a sudden. And now Marine Lord, he's looking to try and take control of this pond. It turns out we might have called it a little bit too early because all of a sudden Muslim is under threat on this position. Now keep in mind that Marine Lord has only added in the 1 dock at this stage. So he's doing this all off 1 dock and he's trying his best to take control. I would have loved to have seen an outpost. Can you imagine an outpost coming in here from Muslim? Not only would it be buffing up the attack speed of his galleys here, but it would also be firing down upon the attack ships of his enemy. He's going to be falling back here. Galley tries to survive, manages to get through. It's got 30, 40 health on it. He's got to be careful. He can continue running it through, and it goes down to 1 health. He manages to just keep it alive. The fishing boat going to be trying to repair it. Fishing boat going to be going down here. Galley at the same time. Look at the galleys that are coming out here. Muslim actually doing a pretty decent job of managing to keep his head above water, quite literally. And now another galley coming out. Second, you got to ask the question, where's the second dock at? He needs to add a second dock, an outpost, a tower, or something like that. And now the third galley comes out. Muslim looks like he might actually be winning the water all of a sudden. Has official Keg W, aka Marine Lord, committed too much. Behind this, we don't see any stables coming up from him, despite having access to a knight. He could have made a stable, could have got a knight, could have been running into his enemy's woodline. Not going to be the case here. We do see the galleys are beginning to dwindle, and it looks like Marine Lord he's going to be losing water completely. And as a result of that, the Rus strength is now completely gone. Has the King of Water finally been knocked off its perch? We see a second dock now coming down for Marine Lord. He's looking to try and salvage this, but you can't help but think of JoJo's hit single from 2004. It's just too little too late, Marine Lord. But, you know, you got to try anything. You got to try anything. Marine Lord taps out. It is good game that gets called. And ladies and gentlemen, there is a new King of the Water. Well, I'm not going to say a new King of the Water, but Rus is no longer king. Long live the king is dead. Long live the king is dead. It looks like Rus is actually bit more difficult to play now. Not the king that it used to be on the water maps, it seems. Let's take a look at the statistics. Let's get a good idea of the villager count. I'm pretty sure... Hold on. I'm trying to determine whether this includes fishing boats, but I don't think it does. There you guys go. Let's have a look at the military count. I mean, it looks pretty similar to what you would expect, but there you fellas go. If you're watching this one on YouTube, I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and a little bit of an inside look at Marine Lord's Rus finding out the hard way that they are no longer the kings of the castle.